Romans, the Chinese, Mayans, Aztecs, Japanese, and even the prehistoric are all civilizations we have come to understand through the art their people left behind. Had their cultures, their views on the world not been preserved, what would our understanding of the human condition be? What recollection would we even have of our past? Art is a vouch for our existence, a window into the way we see the world and others. Art is what we leave behind. It's what lives forever, and it is how we tell our stories. Without art, entire populations would be forgotten, and entire populations would be unable to express themselves. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the American essayist, lecturer, and poet, speaks to the role art plays in the way humans make sense of the world in his poem appropriately titled Art. It reads, "'Tis the privilege of art, thus to make its cheerful part, man on earth to acclimate, and bend the exile to his fate, and moulded of one element, with the days and firmament, teach him on these as stairs to climb, and live on even terms with time, whilst upper life and slender rill of human sense doth overfill." Emerson deals with the idea that art enables us all to form a special connection to life. It allows us to create a meaning in it for ourselves that otherwise wouldn't exist. The film Monuments Men, regardless of its unfavorable reviews, deals with the importance of art in our societies.
Time to put a team together and do our best to protect buildings, bridges, and art before the Nazis destroy everything. If you destroy an entire generation of people's culture, it's as if they never existed.
Let's be today's Monuments Men. Except rather than ensuring that art is preserved, we will create opportunities for it to be made in the first place. For those of you who don't prioritize creative opportunity, let's make it simple. This is your brain. This is your brain on art. If that wasn't clear enough, the statistics are simply irrefutable. Kids who study arts are less dependent on television and are more likely to contribute in community service. Not only this, but students are 4 times more likely to be recognized for academic achievement and 3 times more likely to be awarded for school attendance. Arts and music are mandatory in countries that rank consistently among the highest for math and science test scores, like Japan, Hungary, and the Netherlands. Studies have repeatedly proven that art helps keep high-risk dropout students stay in school. If you don't believe me, listen to these intelligent people say it best.
On a logistic level, when you're working with kids, whether they're from impoverished urban areas or rural areas in middle America, you know, the arts teach you how to express yourself, how to work through your imagination, and also how to hold yourself accountable. I look at it like every innovative thought comes from a creative mind state. So if you're a scientist, if you're a mathematician, what have you, when you're thinking outside the box, you're using a creative part of your mind.
Absolutely. So I believe that the arts can transform students' lives in ways that are unprecedented and in ways that have the potential to change the very society in which we live.
How does that work, you may be asking? What are the facts that prove this? Neuroscientists have proven how the connection between mental and physical activities required for the arts is fundamental to the functioning of the brain. Certain brain areas respond only to different ways of thinking. Visual arts excite the internal visual processing system to recall reality or create fantasy. The arts are also proved necessary to children's cognitive growth. During the brain's early years, neural connections are being made at an extremely rapid rate. Because artistic activities engage all the senses, they work to wire the brain for successful learning. Not only this, but the arts also contribute to the education of young children by helping them realize the breadth of human experience. That's great, you may be thinking, but what can I do is the question. Considering how small the world has gotten due to the strong forces of globalization, you are capable of reaching almost every corner of the world if you want to. There are both local and international organizations just waiting to work with you. To name a few: Art Venture, Art for Aid, Princess Project, Art in All of Us, 10,000 Villages, and the International Children's Art Foundation. Created in 1997, ICAF's mission is to enhance academic performance and imbue global citizenship by nurturing children's creativity and developing the necessary attributes of 21st century learners and leaders. Since its creation, it has engaged approximately 5 million children in 80 countries to produce original art, hosted the first National Children's Art Festival in U.S. history on the National Mall, and gained recognition as the world leader in children's art exhibitions and children's panels at conferences. So how can they help you help the cause? I called up the founder and chairman of the organization, Dr. Ashfaq M. Ishaq, and asked him what I could do. Together we came up with the idea to host an art exhibition. Invite a bunch of people to a nice evening out filled with art, music, and socializing. Dr. Ishaq can send out prints of all the artwork you'll need, auction it off, and send the money back to the organization. People are willing to donate money to a good cause, but they aren't going to go find these causes themselves. If we bring the global connection and present the problem to them, they'll be 100 times more likely to help fix it. Through the International Children's Art Foundation, anyone is able to make a global impact right at home. It just takes 4 steps. First, reserve a gallery space. Second, let the organization know how much artwork you'll need, which depends on how much wall space you have. Third, spread the word. Fourth, host an auction. It's that easy. Use a device you use every day to make a change. Through one phone call or email to any of the organizations mentioned, you can involve yourself in something more important than you. Stop dehumanization. What are we without the power to express ourselves? It's a way for us to connect with our humanity and to leave our stories behind. It's a way for us to realize our value in the world. The world is becoming increasingly connected, and each of the choices you make have the power to impact others all over the planet. All children of all places should and need to have the opportunity to connect with their cultures, and you and I have the power to help them do so. Let's connect ourselves, take advantage of globalization, and produce and share art and creativity in the process.